let's talk about what you saw from Lance the last 2 days, in particular today, him running with the starters. Jason, would you start us off?
Yeah, it's funny because the him running with the ones is everything that everybody's going to be talking about. But in the beginning, both guys kind of came out a little bit sluggish. Trey Lance had those high throws again that were popping up. But him getting those reps with the ones was really valuable. But in terms of what we saw, I don't really think that we've seen too much. And it feels like Jimmy Garoppolo's had almost every opportunity to kind of run away with this thing. If there is no competition, or if there is, whoever, depends on who you want to listen to. But today, he started out a little rough. But I mean, honestly, it wasn't really too far off from where he is, and he didn't make any, no mistakes with the ball, anything like that. Obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo can't say the same because, that interception is all over the internet right now. But I don't really think too much changed in terms of what I saw. I mean, in terms of what I saw from Jimmy Garoppolo, it was the same old kind of stuff. At least day one, he was like pushing the ball downfield. Today, he was just being indecisive even in 7-on-7. So, I mean, that's the best way that I could put it. Like, there's no pressure on 7-on-7s, and he still couldn't figure out where to go with the ball.
Yeah, he had a rep in 7-on-7. Sorry, Leo, where he almost threw a pick. I put it out on Twitter. Leo, what'd you see?
So the biggest thing for Trey Lance, I think he works better with the first-team offensive line, even though he's facing a first-team defense. Because you can contest to this. The second-string offensive line is terrible. Literally every play he'll get sacked on, and that you don't want that for your rookie to have that progression.
Yeah, it's almost like a fourth-string offensive line, given all the injuries. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's like that fourth-string offensive line there. And with Trey Lance, like the only critique I could really give Trey Lance is that he does miss with the ball high. On passes that should be in the receiver's numbers, not high, not low, literally right there. That's the really only critique I could give with Trey Lance. But he looks poised despite even when he is out there with the twos and that offensive line is just atrocious. He does look poised. He does look comfortable. It doesn't look like the game is too fast for him. What I relate it to is baseball. If a guy can't hit a breaking ball, are you going to have the guy try to learn how to hit a breaking ball from the dugout or in the batter's box? So with Trey Lance, I think you need to put him in the batter's box, need him to grow and become more of a efficient passer with his accuracy on completable passes. And learn from that rather than just having him hold a clipboard on the sideline. To me, the kid is ready, and that's what I see from Trey Lance. There's no big separation from the inside the pocket play from the two players, Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance.
Jordan.
Okay, so the biggest thing for me is that ultimately it's like a mental thing at this point, because everybody knows that Jimmy Garoppolo is nowhere near as physically talented as Trey Lance. And the argument is always, mentally, he's an 8-year veteran, or 7 years, he's 8th year in the league. Trey Lance is the rookie. I don't understand where this narrative is coming from, that there's this huge gap mentally, because what I saw today was Garoppolo being hesitant, double clutching the ball a lot, overthinking things, clearly not being confident, pushing the ball beyond 5-10 yards downfield. And Lance, while he did struggle a little bit, I thought at the beginning when he was getting the reps with the first team, he looked confident working through his progressions. He was constant. If there wasn't a guy open, he was quickly moving through his progressions. And that's something that has been an issue, not only just in camp for Jimmy, but for ever since he's been a 49er. And the biggest thing,
he lingers on that first read too long, right?
Exactly. And the biggest thing for me is that ends up costing you. That, to me, was what cost them on that goal line interception that he threw to Derwin James. Because when I saw James lined up over Kittle pre-snap, I focused on them because, that those are two of the best players on the field going at it. And Jimmy locked onto Kittle from the moment he had the ball in his hands. And as great of a player as Derwin James is, 90% of the safeties in the NFL are picking that ball. He threw it behind Kittle, and he locked onto him the entire way. And it comes down to, I understand that there's, a trust factor to having a target like George Kittle, but you also have to have the mental capacity, I feel like, as a quarterback to understand one of the best defensive backs in the entire league is on this guy. Throw the ball literally anywhere else. If he took a chance somewhere else and he threw a pick, I'd understand. But the fact that he locked onto that primary read, threw the ball behind Kittle, didn't even give him a chance to make a play on it, knowing that Derwin James is on him, I think speaks to a larger issue that he has, where he really just gets tunnel vision for whatever his primary read is and struggles to find anything beyond that. I think that was a huge issue today.
Okay, I'm with you on that. We're going to talk about Jimmy again in a minute. I want to stick with Lance for a second. To me, he's winning his job by default. Like, Jimmy's just giving it away. These interceptions are ridiculous, and it's every day. But we're going to talk about Jimmy. With Lance, I'm not sure if he's what you would say, quote unquote, ready, because he does have mechanical issues, but he is the best quarterback on this team. The thing I noticed, the reason that he misses high is I think he does throw too hard. Like, I think he's so physically gifted that he could learn to take a little off. I think of him as like a pitcher. Like, you don't have to throw 100. You could throw 94 easily, so easily, and place your ball, as opposed to now. And I think there's an interesting video on YouTube. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's called Bill Walsh Be a Teacher. And it's a little, I don't know who put it together, but it's been on YouTube for 11 years. And it's like 6 minutes long. And there's a little clip in the middle where Phil Simms tells the story of when Bill Walsh worked him out back in 1979. And he was trying to impress Bill Walsh with his velocity and throwing as hard as he could. And Bill was like, oh no, that's way too hard. I want it softer. It was kind of interesting. I think it'd be the same thing that Bill would say right now if he were alive. Like, you're so physically strong. You don't need to, you can almost hear him grunt when he throws. And it's impressive, but I feel like he could take a little bit off and be more consistent. That's the only thing I would say with Lance right now.